Could there be more to this behind-the-scenes drama when it comes to Spider-Man 4? Well, recently Tom Holland was talking about the movie and seemed to stoke the fire, indicating Marvel and Sony might actually be butting heads and there could be some potential problems going down the road. Let's talk about what the actor had to say, what I think's going on, and why this is super important to the future of the relationship. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos. We want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, for both Sony and Marvel, Spider-Man No Way Home was a huge hit. It was released in 2021 and hit $2 billion at the box office, and outside of Avatar: The Way of Water, it's been the biggest hit since the pandemic. Now, once the film came out, Tom Holland took a little bit of a break playing Peter Parker, and has done a couple of other films, which kind of garnered some mixed results, including The Crowded Room and Uncharted. But now it appears he's more than a little ready to suit up once again. Now, to be clear, Holland has said several times he really doesn't want to return to the role unless he's happy with what Marvel Studios and Sony are cooking. And in a recent interview, he dived in a little bit on those Spider-Man 4 plans. Now, he was talking to Deadline and said, "The simple answer is I always want to do Spider-Man films. I owe my life and career to Spider-Man. So the simple answer is yes, I'll always want to do more." And it seems to me he was making it pretty clear he definitely wants to continue in the role, but did go on to say there's a more complicated answer in making sure the fourth installment lives up to all the previous films. Now, in that same interview he said, "We have the best in the business working towards whatever the story might be, but until we've cracked it, we have a legacy to protect. The third movie was so special in so many ways, we need to make sure we do the right thing. This is the first time in this process that I've been part of the creative so early. It's just a process where I'm watching and learning. It's a really fun stage for me. Like I said, everyone wants it to happen, but we want to make sure we're not overdoing the same things." Now, most of this was pretty boilerplate stuff from Tom Holland, but it's that stuff at the very end that I find interesting, because this is where we're hearing Marvel and Sony might be butting heads. Now, there have been multiple reports that Sony is very eager to bring back both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and try to push Spider-Man into another multiversal adventure and hopefully another box office return like the last film topping $2 billion. Now, Marvel seems to be doing a better job reading the tea leaves, and they're not too keen on bringing these characters back, at least not until the next Avengers movie, which will definitely dive into the multiverse aspects. It appears Marvel Studios wants Spider-Man 4 to embrace his roots as a street-level hero, something we've heard for a really long time about the future of the MCU. Now, additionally, reports seem to indicate Marvel wants him to team up with Daredevil, whose series is about to come out and is definitely a hot character right now, and have them face off with the Kingpin of crime. Now, we have heard some other potential characters showing back up in the film. Obviously, Zendaya will return as MJ. We just did a report about the potential for Sydney Sweeney taking up the role of Black Cat, the return of the Scorpion, and even possibly Spider Slayers as part of the film, indicating Spencer Smythe could also be in the employment of the Kingpin, which would be absolutely perfect for the MCU. Now, as of right now, this movie doesn't have a release date, but if you're asking me, it should drop in theaters sometime next year, and Marvel's probably going to surprise us at SDCC. I also fully believe Tom Holland's Peter Parker is going to be a huge part of the next two Avengers movies, and definitely follow through with the character, at least until this soft reboot we're hearing about after that big installment is over. Now, as for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, I'm sure Marvel is keen to get them back in front of the screen and in the MCU. I totally suspect they will be part of Secret Wars, and we could quite possibly see something many fans have dreamed of: Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and maybe Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, all teaming up and getting together in a way fans absolutely thought would never be possible. That's a huge paycheck, and I'm sure Sony would definitely want a little piece of that pie. But we'll have to wait and see.